Good evening, everybody. I'm gonna take a minute and let some more people wait for some more people to get on. I know people are checking in late, but tonight it's gonna be a little something different. I just have a message, man, that has been on my heart for the last 2 months, maybe 3 months, and I've just been praying on it. Should I really deliver it? And I decided I will because I think there's some people that need to hear this, and nobody in particular. I always preference. It's funny how when you get on and speak the truth, people have a tendency, just like in church, when the pastor is saying something, you think, hey, he's talking to me. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I want to preference that. I don't do that. That's that's not who I am. If it was as much of an attack that I'm under sometimes, I never respond. And I don't get into any social media beef. So let it be known that this message is not for any one person in particular. This is my opinion and my opinion only, and it deals with the whole. So let us wait a minute. I hope everybody's doing well. Happy belated Mother's Day to everybody out there. I hope you mothers, I hope you all really had a good time. I hope that you will really show some love, man, because I tell everybody there's no love like a mother's love. And in addition to that, man, the sacrifices that you all make, and I'll tell everybody out there, if your mother is still here on this earth, look, prioritize her. Because when she's gone, she's gone. My mother's been gone for 3 years. Man, I have so many moments I wish she was here. Wish I could talk to her and ask her some questions, you know. And so all I have right now is just a hole in my heart. So I tell everybody to make sure that you spend time with your mothers right now, while they're here. Because again, when your mother and father gone, they gone, you know, and just prayerfully, they've left you enough wisdom to carry on without them, you know. But the journey is just not easy. So we're gonna wait. What time is it? I'm gonna wait another 2 minutes. Wait, no, fine. Give it 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, and then I'm gonna jump right. You see, I don't even have this one is so deep. I don't even have anybody introducing me because I don't want anybody attached to this message because this message is for real. But let me preface it again because it is not for anybody in particular. Because Kenny and Shantae Lloyd, we don't get out like that. That's not what we do. What I have to say to people, I say privately. I do not publicly on a platform talk about anybody. All right. I mean, I don't do it. I just don't. We don't believe in that. I just don't. However, I know there's gonna be some people gonna get on here that as soon as it's over, they're gonna be calling people. He was talking about you. Listen, man, you ought to take that ignorance somewhere else. Okay. I mean, for real, it's time to grow up. And that's kind of what I really want to talk about. I really want to talk about some of the things that really hinder us and hold us back, and really hurt the people that really need our help. I mean that, I really mean it. So what time is it? Give it another minute. Another minute. Rocky, is the chat? Do we have a chat on? Do we have a chat room here? Okay. Come on, let me hear from you. Where you at? Where you from? Come on, if you're on here, talk to me. Where you from? Yeah, I miss my mom too. I know, Janella. I know, boy, it hurt you too. Yeah, it hurt me too. I miss my mother every day. Sometimes more than, I mean, like, and I just have my moments too, but it is what it is. I mean, you never ever truly get over it. You just deal with it. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. You know. Yeah, Reno. Okay. All right. DMV chiming in. Where else? Where else? Come on. Tell me where you come. Florida chiming in. Okay. Washington, D.C. chiming in. Milwaukee, Wisconsin chiming in. Okay. Y'all, I know the weather's getting good up there. What's up, Tamara? Norfolk, Virginia chiming in. Come on. Where else? Monroe, Louisiana. Man, I love some people in Louisiana. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All right. All right. Another one from Baton Rouge. Did I say it right? All right, I don't want to play with y'all city because y'all will get mad at me. Empress, what's up, Sharita? New York City. Where else? Where else? There we go. The ATL in the room. What's up, beauty? ATL. Virginia. We got Virginia in the house. You see, I'm doing this for myself. I was wondering where my hometown was going to check in. What's up, Houston, H-Town? Temple Hills, Maryland. Come on. Check in with me. Arlington, Texas. Yeah, tonight's going to be deep. All right, it's going to be deep. And I want to preference again, I know more people are getting on, that I do not get on these calls and give any subliminal messaging about anybody. All right, I want everybody to know that. I am speaking in general terms, and me and Shantae, I don't get down like that. If I have something to say to you, anybody really knows me knows I'll call you and talk to you, one-on-one. No public grandstanding for me. All right. And anybody who knows us knows that we are always under attack. I have people attacking me every day, but I never, ever, ever address it because that's not what we do. That's not what grown-ups do. Grown-ups don't get on social media and dog other people when they have a beef with them, when they have a problem with them. Grown-ups call people and resolve issues. That's one of the things, what the hell with it. Let's just jump right into it. I see Detroit stand up. What up, though? So here's the deal. Now, I don't know, man. Today is going to be one of the raw days, okay? If anybody on here has a problem with my colorful language, because I've been really doing a good job with it, please tell me your name, and let me see what we're working with today. If anybody has a problem with my colorful language, because I can be a little colorful, but I've been real, real good lately. But this time, I know I'm going to say some words. Now, I don't MF it. I don't do the BITCHs. Bishop Banks, I know Bishop. Bishop, you know me. I don't get raunchy with it. You know what? I speak the language of the people. And we know the majority of the people slip sometimes. So Bishop Banks, I'm going to respect you for real. And I'm just not going to say it twice or three times. You got to give me 2 or 3, though. Okay? So let's jump into it. There are some dark economic times looming over us. There's some things projected. When I say dark economic times, I want everybody to know. If you want to know what's going on, don't follow the rumor mill. Go look at some places like the Wall Street Journal. Go to see. Follow and see what Bill Gates and some of these other people are saying. The people that really have money. Watch the moves and these Fortune 500 companies. Example. Now, they've been talking about there are going to be some food shortages for a long time. They've been talking about, and you know what? I know that there's some people out here, that are like, it won't be any shit. You'll be the first one out here with a gun robbing people for their groceries. Okay? Because you know what? You got to listen, when the right people are making predictions, the wrong people never hear it because we only hear what we want to hear sometimes. There are some people that hear what they want to hear and they believe what they want to believe and they believe it's real. And they don't believe it's real until they see it. And you know what? That's the biggest problem as a people we have because by the time you see it, it's too late. Here in Texas, we're known for hurricanes. Every 5 years, we have a horrible hurricane, and for about 2 months before, the newscasters get on and they talk about, man, next month, there's a hurricane looming, for real, they talk about I don't know what it is. When I get on camera, it always seems like my glasses are crooked. I don't know what, this bothers me, but they all and they give us hints and tips about there's a hurricane. And a lot of people they like, they always say a hurricane. It's not going to be bad. Let me tell you something. The last one we had, it was bad. We had a flood to come with it, and I'm gonna tell you, there were a lot of people that were ill. Note this word: ill prepared. Ill prepared. They were ill prepared. And my thing is that you can't be ill prepared in the face of disaster. Because when they're telling you it's going to happen, why would you sit your lazy butt at home and just ignore it Ignore the signs, because they keep telling you. And then what happens is that they had a hurricane here, not 4 years ago. It's about almost 5 years before that. They had another one, and they had people, last minute people, who did not believe. All of them, when it started getting bad, jumped in their car, got on the interstate, right? Got on the interstate, and man, they were stuck in traffic for like 12, 30. They had people die because they didn't have any water, and it was hot and it was humid. And people were running out of gas trying to run their air condition. I'm gonna tell you something. To move is life. To sit still, it's death. You have to move. You have to move swiftly, and you have to think differently. There are some dark economic times moving over us. There are people right now. There are 3 countries right now trying to come together, unprecedented, come together and diminish the value of the American dollar, which will make us no longer a superpower. Trying to give the value of our, let me give you the equivalent of what they're trying to do. They're trying to turn our American dollar into a peso. It's cut it in half, And so, and this is real, like they're really trying to come together and do this. You have the government right now trying to come up with this system, this buying system on this card, man, where, like, listen, things are getting crazy right now. And you still have people that are losing their jobs, and scared to spend money because, everybody's been saying the economy, gas shortages. I'm going to tell you about me. Listen, I got everything. I got ammunition. I have weapons. I have food. I have ice maker. Man, you know why? Because I'm the head of my household, and I ain't gonna never get caught with my pants down. Because things do happen. I never forget when listen. My wife did not believe. I told her when COVID hit. I said, "Baby, they're gonna shut the country down." I'm listening to the things that they're saying, and they're giving hints. They're gonna shut the country down for real. She didn't believe it. So what did I do? I went in survival mode. I went and started getting everything I thought we might need. I even went and bought some CD players, right? And when I bought 5, 6 CD players, so it could be one in every room. And I bought at Walmart, you can get CDs for like $5 a piece, and I loaded up on them, right? So if something happened, she laughed at me, right? Thought I was tripping, thought I was going crazy. Guess what? We had a major freeze. And I'm gonna tell you, whenever there's a national catastrophe, the first thing that goes out is the internet. It's like here in Texas, your electricity goes out. But see, I have a generator, to make sure that when it goes out, that I still have electricity. I still have heat. I can still cook. Where when we had that freeze, man, people were laying in their homes, layered in blankets, 8 blankets. It's 30 degrees in their house with no electricity, just sitting up looking crazy amongst each other. And I'm like, man, when you know the season is upon you, you have to make good decisions. I'm going somewhere with it. When you know the season is upon you, you have to make good decisions. You don't have the luxury to bask in what you believe. It is what is being said, right? When the season, you have to prepare yourself for the season. Okay, because if you're ill prepared, the season is a devastating season. Devastating season. I have life rafts, everything, because I want to make sure the moves that I'm making right now, I'm making them because they're saying right now, like people they wonder why. Like with Tava verse, you see Tava verse, man, is just reborn again. It finally has life, because what I was supposed to do, I wasn't supposed to do. But I did it because of y'all, for the people that were asking for it. I tried to accommodate everybody, but it ain't what God had planned because, man, the first time it just didn't happen. The second time it was a catastrophe, and I finally just said, you know what? It just is not meant to be. So I'm going to put Tavaverse on hiatus. But you know what? When God has a plan for you, when you have favor, sometimes you can push something that should not be pushed. And if it is not what his plan is, he will stifle the plan. That's what happened. He stifled the plan. Man, it was a catastrophe. It was a horrible look. And I was just, and I learned something. I learned I mean, a couple major lessons through that catastrophe that I'll never make that mistake again. Never do it again. But what happened was I maintained Tava. I never gave up on Tava. I just didn't know what direction we were going. And I'm gonna tell you, sometimes you just have to sit back quiet. See, when you quiet, people don't know what in the hell is going on with you. When you're quiet, they think that you're irrelevant. They think that you are dying. They think that you're failing. And that's when you're quiet. Because success to a lot of people is when people are making a lot of noise. But that's not always success. Sometimes it's fugazi. Sometimes, and I don't knock people, but sometimes people make a lot of noise, and on the surface it looks great, but when you start digging down to the foundation, no, it's just a lot of noise. Listen, for me, I never get caught up in what people say or think about me. Because guess what? Man, look, and I talk about all the time. When I joined my previous company, when I first joined it, I made a commitment to that company. And I made a commitment to the CEO of that company, right? I said, when I made my decision, because did my due diligence. The product worked. They paid, and I never heard anything about them missing a pay period. They paid every week, never missed a pay period, right? And I subscribed to the vision, but it didn't mean that it wasn't going to be some problems, right? Because when I say I'm down with you, I'm down with you. I'm down in the good season. I'm down in the bad season. I'm down with you. Because I won't say that unless I trust you, unless your track record dictates that you are one that is a leader. Because see what happens that when I was over at TLC, I'll name it. Listen, TLC changed my life. When I think about that, me and the CEO over there, Jack Fallon, I was down with TLC. I was down with Jack Fallon. And we had a lot of things that went wrong. In the beginning, in the early phases, man, everything didn't go right. There's a lot of things that went wrong. Man, we had to take the tea off the shelves. Everybody thought we were dead then. But it was a move of integrity. And because we moved with and we thought more about integrity than the money, the right thing happened. But I was down with him. I didn't question him when we had to take the tea, because we had to take the tea off because we underestimated the growth. At least they did. They underestimated the growth. And we grew faster and bigger than what they thought we would, only because in the past people had always talked to talk about what they were going to do and never did it. And they never had anybody that really did it. And we came on and we got done. We did it. All right. We did it big. And so what happened as a result of their lack of belief, based on their experience, they were ill prepared. And when it happened, man, everybody thought it was a travesty. Man, I wasn't happy about it, but damn, what was I gonna do? Whine and cry and question his ability as a CEO. And man, and that wasn't the only thing. But I was down with him. See, you gotta be loyal to something. And loyalty is just not like like the song I was saying, can you stand the rain? Sunny days, everybody loves them, but can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? Because those who stand the rain, they reign supreme. Those who can stand the rain reign supreme. See, I withstood the rain, and we had a lot of rainy days. But you know what? It wasn't gonna get the best of me. It wasn't gonna make me start to question the CEO. I wasn't gonna question him. Did I? Yeah, did he make mistakes? Hell yeah. Everybody makes mistakes. But see, one of the things when I really look at us, and I'm talking about us, our people right now, right? When I look at us in the totality of our where we are economically and where we are, like what we are is that we are the biggest consumers on the earth, right? And the sad thing about it is that when we have an opportunity to become something more than a consumer, a lot of things go into play. A lot of things go into play. You know, I have witnessed our own people be used as weapons of destruction to destroy companies that are run and owned and operated by blacks. I've experienced it. And they don't even know why they do it. Why? Because, see, one of the biggest mistakes that you could make is make decisions out of anger, out of hurt. Because I've experienced all of that. When you really are building something and you in the beginning phases, man, it's not all roses. It's just not. So, but when you have done it before, you understand the process. See, understand the process. I know where we are. I know what happened. I know failure is a part. Listen, this is what people don't get. When I lose, I still win. You know why I still win? Because when I get knocked down, man, I get back up and be like, dang, that was a big one there. But let's go. Let's go, because that's a part of the process. It didn't take me out. It might have knocked the wind out of me. It might have stifled me. But just because somebody is quiet, man, listen, it's like what you see. See, this is what happens with a lot of people. You see what you're looking for. When I say you see what you're looking for, if you have no belief and you're looking for failure, you're going to see it in everything that happens. As soon as something goes wrong, as soon as your money goes down, you're going to see what you're looking for, what you really want to believe. Because see, a lot of people in their failure, they will never, and see, this is part of the process, they will never admit the role they played in their failure. And here we go. I know right now somebody down and somebody saying, they talking about you. Let me preface that again. Kenny Lloyd doesn't do that. All right? That's not what I do. All right, anybody who thinks I'm talking about him, and that's your cross to bear, because I'm not even that kind of brother, right? But you see what you're looking for. If you're just looking for flaws, you're gonna find it. If everything you see that doesn't work perfectly, you're gonna see what you want to see. You're gonna see what you're looking for. If you're looking for failure, every time something goes wrong in the process, it's like, I knew it. I knew it. You're going to be questioning the process and questioning the people. And that's a mistake, And a lot of times people are looking for a reason to quit. I didn't like what he said. I didn't like what she said. Imagine this. How crazy. Just really think about this I want everybody to put their business hats on right now. I want you to think about this purely from a business standpoint. When you have a company and it's a collective of people, and within that collective, you're making more money than you ever made in your life. More money than you ever made in your life. Why would you screw that up? Why would you try to destroy it? And I'll tell you why. Because, see, it takes a lot of different gifts and talents to form a collective that makes millions of dollars. Everybody, yeah, I've been in collectives before, and everybody in the collective had different gifts. Everybody had different gifts. But what happens is that sometimes people want to step out of their lane where their gift is. And like, my gift might not call for me to be in the spotlight. It may not. But for me, I don't give a damn about the spotlight. I care about feeding my family and building my business and helping other people make money. That's what I care about. So my role might not call for the spotlight, but somebody else's role, because they have vision, they are visionary, might call for them to get the spotlight. Whereas somebody else's role might not call for them to get the spotlight. But because somebody might be getting the spotlight, what happens? There's a shift. Because what happens is this: whenever you are in a collective and that collective is making money and is fine-tuned, man, it's like the Temptations. Think about that. Those of you all who are a little older, the Temptations together They were great. They were known worldwide. But guess what? When Eddie Kendricks and David Ruffin left, they became a shell of what they were because the Temptations was a collective of people that each of them had different pitches that they sang. You know, soprano and baritone, and man, everybody had a different voice, a different gift. And that gift exercised collectively, that gift touched people around the world. The music touched people all over the world. But the moment people started thinking, hey, I'm bigger than this, I'm bigger than them, or I want to be that, how come I'm not that? Soon as Eddie Kendricks and David Ruffin left, guess what? I almost cursed. I'm gonna say the N word. They went broke. They went broke. I mean, their money just and their popularity, everything just diminished. They went broke, but together they were, amazing. Apart, man, it was subpar, man. They were doing business in clubs. I don't want that on, please. Thank you. No, don't turn that off too, please. I don't care. This is my wife trying to take control. Turn that off, please, Shantae. Could you please turn that off for me? Thank you. All right, turn it off for me. So, it's like, so what I'm saying is that it's like when you have a collective, you can't let things, because see, they let different things, like they let drugs and they let women and they let people in their ear, they let people get in their ear. And man, it just destroyed a collective, man, that was worldwide. And again, once they separated, man, alone, man, they went. The Temptations without Eddie Kendricks and David Ruffin were half of what they were, a shell of what they were with them. But David Ruffin, without the Temptations, was a shell of what he was, as gifted as he was. And so Eddie Kendricks, he was a shell of what he was because he left. And so the point that I'm making is that they left for emotional reasons, not business reasons. Because I'm gonna tell you, there's a whole nother persuasion of people out there, that they have the innate ability to not like each other. They have a disdain for each other, but they understand something bigger. There's something bigger than my personal feelings towards you, because you got to know that a lot of people in this industry, they could be at a company making all the money in the world. As soon as their money take a little dip and some things start to happen, they leave for personal reasons. They leave for personal reasons. Now, there are some people who leave for other reasons, for business reasons, or for personal beliefs. I get that. But they're a minority. The majority of people are people that leave any company. I'm not talking about Tava. Again, this is not personal. I'm talking about all companies. Most people leave because it is an emotional decision. Something happened that they didn't like. And some people think that they're bigger than what they really are. They really think that see, the moment you start thinking, I don't need him to make money, it's not about what you need. See, when you start talking like that, that's destructive to everything that's just a destructive to abundance. It's not about need, it's what we bring to the table. And when we understand that collectively, we are much more powerful than we are apart. When you look at us as a people, look what we do, man. We scatter. We go from one company to another company to another company to another company. And you know what we do every time? I've seen people that have worked together, that we're in a part of a collective, go to this company and they go to that company. And you know what you do? You split the power. You split the power and one of the gifts that you had, because that person was with you and he bought that gift, you lose that gift. And what happens is that the people that follow you are hurt the most because they believe you. But see, what happens is that here we go again. I told you this is going to be for real. I'm talking real talk, because what happens is that when they leave and there's a problem and it's emotional and it's personal, it doesn't stay personal. See, the other persuasion, they know how to keep it. They know how to keep it tight. They're like, no, listen, I might not like him at all, but we're not gonna mess this money up though. We're not gonna mess this money because you know what? I can tolerate. I don't have to be a friend as long as I can, but I can tolerate him as long as he's using his gift and he stays in that box. And then after he uses his gift, he does his job. He goes his way, I go my way, but we all end up at the bank. But what happens is that us as a people, when we start having issues and we decide we're like, we can make all the money in the world, man, we will have an issue with somebody that can be resolved by sitting down and not in your time, because sometimes people need extra time to sit down, to make a decision, to sit down and talk. But at some point, we can resolve things because here's the deal. I said this before, there are dark economic times upon us. You just didn't understand how close it is. You better watch, you better follow the clues. Look, Fortune 500 company, Costco, Sam's, Walmart. I have never in my lifetime of going to Walmart seen Walmart selling military grade emergency foods. Never. Why do you think that Walmart and Costco's and Sam's has those things that food lasts for 25 years? It's like 8 months worth of servings for 3 people in it in a bucket. Why do you think they're doing that? Why all of a sudden, after years and years and years, why do you think they're doing that? It is a clue. But see, some people are oblivious because you see what you're looking for. If you're looking for everything to be hunky-dory, you're looking for somebody to be wrong all the time, that's what you're going to find until you discover they're right. And when you discover they're right, it's too late. The collective. It's crazy how we would choose to go to other companies and empower other companies as opposed to forming a collective and doing it ourselves. It's not racially motivated. This is real talk. Like, if in times like this is not a time to separate and divide. This is a time to reconnect, because you got to understand. I was talking to Tanya Rockmore this morning, and I was kind of telling her what I really wanted to talk about. And she said something that was deep, because she was saying that, like, instead of doing the temptation thing and separating and going, man, what if people reconnected? What if people connected or reconnected? Man, do you know the energy that do you know the power that would be in that if people connected and reconnected? Because there's nothing. See, the truth is the truth until you discover what the real truth is. The truth is the truth until you are ready to receive the real truth. Because there are people that specialize in separating you and creating division. Like, anytime that you see somebody that is trying to create this, obviously trying to create a division between you and when you see people doing that, man, that is some wicked. You got to pay attention to that for real. And my thing is that, so as opposed to people separating, going each way, and I'm talking about him to my people, you're talking about me to your people, man, all we do, this division hurts people. It diminishes people's ability to be a part of a collective that is so powerful that everybody can break bread, everybody can make money, but you can't do it when all the time we're angry and we're talking about each other and we are cute, because that's what we've been conditioned to do. We have been conditioned to be served as weapons of destruction to our people. Hence, when the CIA brought crack into the neighborhoods in California, into the black neighborhoods, what do you think they did that for? Man, they know all the brilliant minds, man, that in that neighborhood. Simply because somebody resides in a lower socioeconomical area doesn't mean that they don't have brilliant minds in there. It doesn't mean that. Man, they literally injected a poison into our community that killed people, that made people that caused us to kill each other. Straight up, that caused us to kill each other. And they still do it. It's just a little more sophisticated now. Because we think so much about the money that we listen to people who don't care about us, who actually fear us. And what do? They specialize in turning us against each other and making us talk about each other. And here's another example. Now, this is going to be a little extreme here. If y'all are following me, somebody, let me see you in the feed, because I might be going off on a whole nother level that people are not getting. If y'all not getting it, then you're not getting it. But if you're getting it, I'm gonna pause for the cause. Let me see some likes. Let me see something that tells me that you're getting it. And if I don't get anything, I'm just gonna shut up and just call it a day. Let me see some stuff in the field. Are you getting what I am talking about? How about this? If you're not getting it, let me hear from you. Kate, I'm saying you got it. Come on, let me hear. If you got it, come on, let me hear from you. So what I'm saying is that I'll never forget, I was watching the state of Black America one time, right? And you had all these Black Cornell West, you had all these Black leaders, and they had invited Farrakhan. Of course, they had to invite Farrakhan, right? So all these people were pontificating, talking about, man, we just need better jobs, we need more freedom, we need respect. And man, there was about 13 of them, man. They talked about an hour and a half, and they finally got around. They say the best for last. And they got to Farrakhan. They said, what do you have to say, Minister Farrakhan? And he can get a little colorful too. And he said, I'm tired of this SHIT. He said, because all we have done this since 1960. Talked about we need better jobs, we need more equality, and we need more respect. And we have just been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, but nobody's doing anything about it because of who supports you. And you're afraid that if you really take a stand, that the people that support you will no longer support you, and it could cost you a lot of money. And what he was saying is obvious that, man, we sell our souls for the money. We sell our souls to the people for the money, and just and honestly, and become weapons of mass destruction against each other. We do for the money. Because being the consumers that we are, if we ever came together and said that, yeah, we're gonna go, and I'm not just talking about me, because there's some other people that have that are African Americans that own companies. At Holton Bugs, you got David owns a company. I'm not on here leveraging and waging a marketing campaign for. I'm talking in general, because if you did, things would be a lot different, man. It would just be a lot different. I was telling somebody, I was on a plane one day, and I was on there, and it was an early flight, and I was just thinking, man, who could I talk to about this? And I said that I couldn't talk to everybody about it. I couldn't talk to everybody. And I'm gonna express this for real, because we need to know, because in these dark economic times, that are coming, we have got to come together, because we can't survive this by ourselves. We can't survive this on our own. We cannot. Because see, we're normally the last to get this information. That's what I love about what we're doing now, what Tava's doing right now. We're talking about hard access, because this information we're sharing is information that we're the last to get it in the form of network marketing. Listen, when David over at IML introduced Forex and man, there people, man, you had 18-year-olds at that time were making billions of dollars that have been doing it for 10 years. But see, we don't get it until the very end. We don't get it until the very end. We have so many people that have so many gifts and talents. I just think that if we made more decisions based off of business than it is emotions and hurt, that we would be a lot further ahead. I really do. And I'm speaking in the industry of network marketing now, because I'm not talking generally. I'm not giving the Cornell West speech and all this. And I respect him tremendously, you know. And you got to understand that where I'm coming from is something that has been embedded in me because my father was the first black to play in the NBA. And you know what? His thing was always operating in the spirit of excellence, that he taught me that you can't be average in this world and be a black man. You gotta be above average. You gotta, man, he taught me philosophy. My father was so philosophical, it was crazy. I had to have a great argument just to get some money to go on a date. Why you want to go? You know, I mean, like for real. Like he was so philosophical, but he was the kind of dude that he knew that when he first started playing, that he couldn't go hang out at the clubs because his thing was it was trouble at the clubs, and he was an experiment, one of the first blacks. He didn't need to be somewhere where it was some drug raid and people were shooting. And he used to always say to me, if you ain't in the picture, you can't get framed. So he understood the enormity of his responsibility. Well, see, that's what I'm saying to us. Do you understand the enormity of your responsibility to your children, to your family? Do you understand the enormity of the opportunity that you have in an industry like this, where you can write your own check, where literally you can go in a year from broke as hell to living well? Do you understand the responsibility that comes with that? So I am reaching out tonight. I am saying to us, let's not be petty. Let's not make petty decisions. Let's not make hurt decisions. Let's make intelligent decisions. Let's make the kind of decision that our children would be proud of. Let's not teach our kids this generational curse of going after each other and trying to hurt each other, trying to kill each other. You know, I mean, man, I have had so many attacks from my own people. I am telling you, it's just unbelievable, but it is what it is. Because guess what? I'm unbothered because I know it comes with the territory. I'm unwavered because I know that people have expectations. They have certain views on what, I don't know, what's up with this guy. People have certain views of what success looks like that have never truly really been successful, that would never understand the process of success, understanding that the process of success has a lot of failure on it. But what makes you successful is your resilience and your fight and your belief. That's what makes you special. What makes you special is your fight and your belief, how you fight for what you really believe in, and you fight to give your family a better life. And you don't get caught up in mediocrity, in minutia. He said, I heard him say this, and he was talking about you. Man, you're going to be broke as hell. That's minutia. The reality is, in this industry that we're in, we have an opportunity to change our lives in 12 months. You can change the financial trajectory of your whole family. You can make enough. Like I tell everybody, if you ever are fortunate enough, which you all are, most of you, because all of y'all are not in Tava, some of y'all are spying from other companies, but I love y'all too. It's okay. If you're in one of those companies that's special, like an artist, like a TLC, like a OG, like a IML. Man, if you're in one of those companies, man, that's special and have what they call a 7-year miraculous run of abundance, where in that 7-year span, you make enough money to cover you, your children, and your children's children if you handle it right. But if you look at everybody that makes that money, if you look at everybody that's African American, that when people talk about African Americans, that their name is being mentioned. See, some people, some people are legends in their own minds. But when you are one of the people that are being, like you take Holton, man, Holton does not engage in minutia. Never. He is one of the most positive brothers I've ever met. His mindset is on a whole nother level. He is unfazed by the attacks. David's on another level. I don't care. You listen, Listen, he's one of the sharpest young brothers that I've ever met. He's something special in this industry. That's why everything he does turns to gold. You know why? Because he is unfazed by negativity. His whole thing is about belief and seeing things that other people can't see. And he will cut you off if you bask in that disbelief. If you bask in negativity, he won't even get around you. Stormy Wellington, man, Stormy is always under attack. But you know what? You know why she always wins? She wins because she is unfazed, because she understands that negativity, minutia, mediocrity, it comes with the territory. And she never gets emotional about it. And when she is down with a company, she is down with a company. As much, I almost said SHIT, as much stuff as that company she's with has been through, man, she is loyal to the soil. And that's what it takes to make money in this industry, is that you gotta believe in something bigger than what you want to believe in. You got to believe in something bigger than the people that are injecting negativity into you. You got to believe in something bigger than what you see. Because if all you can believe is what you can see, then what is that? That's not even faith. Me, people can look and say, man, Tava is dead. Man, it's funny, I saw a meme on TikTok where this was like, not the final game, but the game before, when they would get when LA was getting ready to play. I think it's game six, and they had Steph Curry laying in the casket, and LeBron. They had somebody laying in the casket, but it had Steph Curry's head on there, and LeBron was leaning over to smile, and Steph Curry reached up and grabbed his neck and set up and was choking him. I said, you know what, man, I had to get somebody to do that for me, but you know, it just wouldn't be cool if I put somebody's picture in there and I want to put it there. You know, okay. You know, like whose picture would I put in there? I just can't do it. But it was so deep because I thought about 30 people. Because when you are, man, do you know, man, that the heart of a champion, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. Never disrespect the grind. Never mistake silence for weakness. That's a big mistake. And the minutia, let's get past the minutia. Man, let me tell you something. I love what I do so much. I love even the stuff that is painful. I understand it's a part of the process, man. But man, my wife and my attorney tell me that my kryptonite is my generosity, because I give people a chance. I give people chances. Just like the person that was trying to, I mean, just now, had a person trying to do me, who we tried to do business with, who tried to sue me, and we sued them back and got a judgment on them, try to put this big suit out here, because it's one about my people trying to kill me, trying to kill my business, our people. Why? The hell if I know. I need Dr. Phil on that one. But I'm just saying this to you all, that there are some dark economic times. And I want everybody in these days, before it really gets here, stop making emotional decisions and make business decisions. And be a bigger person, because there is nothing outside of something. Now, me, I can get over everything, but somebody putting their hands on my wife, or somebody close to me that's real close to me trying to hit on my wife. That's a problem. That's a problem. Almost everything else I can get over. And stealing from me. Okay, that too. Coming to my house, being a guest, and stealing. But almost everything else I can get over. And I give people chances, because you know why I give people, when they tell me, Kenny, why you get these? You would let this person come here and come back. There's some people can't come back. I will tell you that now. But there are a lot more that can that can't. And I would say that, do you know how many chances God has given me? Do you know that the things that I have done, that he has saved me from, and he has continuously given me chance after chance after chance to come to him, so he can plant that seed in me, so I could be the servant that I have become. He's given me chance after chance. This is why I give people chances. But you know what? Oh boy, now I go to God and ask him for his guidance. Now I don't do it blanketly anymore, because man, and we just had so much happen. But you know, it's just who we are. So I just wanted to take a moment and share with y'all that this is the time to make good decisions. This is a time to pay attention. This is a time to plant your feet in something. Don't blindly follow anybody. Don't blindly, man. I don't care if I was in a network marketing company under somebody and they got pissed off and they were talking about, man, we're gonna leave. Come on, Kenny. We who? Because we aren't going anywhere. Okay? Because I don't listen. I follow the spirit. I don't follow man. And Shantae would tell you every morning I'm up at 4 o'clock. That's my spiritual time. And I'm gonna tell you that I don't follow any man. I follow the spirit. I wait to be led by the spirit. I don't follow any man. Man, don't be fugazi into that. Man, you know, and jumping here, jumping there, jumping there. I'm telling you, listen, if you don't believe me, look at the people I know. How many companies have you ever seen Holton Buck jumping from company to company? You ever see David jumping? Has he pivoted to a different company? Yes. But do you see him going from company to company or doing 6 network marketing companies at one time? Do you see a two or two? Do you see Stormy Wellington doing that? Yeah, they have you know what? Here's the difference. And this is what I want y'all to understand. There's nothing wrong with having additional streams of income, but you never start 1, 2, or 3 other streams until you get one of them down to where it pays your bills. You got to focus on something. You have to. Rule of thumb is for me and other people that have had much success is that when you get your primary down, your primary focus, your main thing, when you get it down and it gets to the point where it's running like a machine, a fine oil machine, and it's paying your bills and giving you a little extra, that's why they call it passive income, because now that's when you start looking for other things. You don't look for other network marketing companies. Follow the lead of people that have had success. And I'm putting you up on game. I'm telling you, nobody that has had major success, you will they've never doing 1 or 2 network marketing companies. If you think that, if you think that's a trend, it is a trend to failure, to food stamps. Okay, and I mean that it's a trend to food stamps. You have to plant your feet and believe so hard in something, and you got to be able to stand the rain. Can you stand the rain? Cloudy days, everybody has them. Tell me, baby, but can you stand the rain? Because if you can stand the rain and deal with the pain of the rain, you're gonna win, and you're gonna win big. Your story is gonna be strong. So, having said that, I hope tonight that somebody has received something much bigger than I think he's talking about somebody. Think because again, I'm not talking about anybody. I don't roll like that. If I have something to say to you, anybody who knows me, know that I'll call you and talk to you myself. No backstabbing, no backjabbing, no social media beefing. That's not what I'm about. I'm about making money, and I'm about helping other people make money. So we're going into a dark season. So you got to plant your feet. You got to make good decisions right now. You have to prepare yourself. You better go get some food and stock up on food. You better go stock up on water. You better stock up on some batteries for real. And I don't, my God. You better go get yourself a weapon if you don't have one. I mean, I can't imagine being a man in my house and it gets bad out here and 3 guys break in my house. And when I got a golf club and I got my wife and my children here, and I'm going to let them take my food from me. Man, you better ask somebody. All right? Listen, you better go get weaponed up. You better go. And I had to tell my brother, who I love so much. I love my brother to life and back. I was teasing him because I told him, you need to go get a weapon, man. Get a shotgun. Because his wife has a weapon, right? And so he got a shotgun. I'm like, Kevin, okay, Kevin, how many boxes of shells do you have? 2. What are you, a marksman? Like what? It's only 5 shells in these boxes. Like, what are you, a marksman? Like you just not gonna miss anybody, huh? I mean, are you really kidding me? You got 2. Like, what are you? You're gonna end up using your gun as a baseball bat or something. I mean, for real, like you have to be prepared. The whole thing is It's not being caught with your pants down. Be prepared. Don't be ill prepared. You need to be making some money right now. You don't have time. Why listen, you be making some money right now because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. But you need to get yourself some food. You need to start stocking up. Get yourself 2, 3 months in advance. And if you don't have room in your freezer and you can't afford, you better go get some oodles and noodles. Okay, so I mean some canned goods straight up and stock up on the oodles and noodles because the oodles and noodles are better than nothing. You need to stock up on some water. And I would definitely at least get 4 5-gallon plastic cans. And I would put water, got put gas in there. So if there's a shortage, because you got to get around. Okay? So just be prepared, man, because these times, don't let what you see fool you because there's some things that are going on and pay attention. I gave you the greatest example I could give you. I've never seen Walmart, Costco, or Sam's carry emergency food rations that last for 25 years. And if that is not a sign, I don't know what a sign is. And they've been doing it for the last 2 years because they knew that something was coming. So pay attention. As they say, stay woke. Pay attention. Get out of your emotions. Please get out of your emotions. And come together and support each other in these times. Come together and support each other. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you for your time. Again, I hope that I've touched somebody. Somebody got this. I hope you did. And with that, I'm going to say good night and love you guys. Okay.